Hi guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. So we are in here investigating everything. A surveillance camera, and there's what I can only assume is a gun attached to it. It's so chilling. This is the same thing, right? The hunk of metal blocking the entrance seems like some kind of machine. There's a mailbox here. Could there be something inside? It's an e-handbook? No, wait, there's 3 of them. But what are they doing here? So you finally found them. Huh? Did you know these were here by Kuya? I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. So he could very well have borrowed one because he seems to know an awful lot about where the shit is, and borrowing doesn't count. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox. So then these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka. You can go ahead and confirm it yourself. I immediately turned on one of the handbooks, and when I did... Sayaka Maizono. You're right, this is Sayaka's handbook. Now do you understand? This is the key to the loophole I revealed earlier. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. I swear to God, Sim. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. I see. Yeah, now I understand. Okay, so main hall e-handbooks has been added to the truth bullets.
What?
Hold on a second. What's wrong?
Very strange.
Strange, one of the handbooks won't turn on. Is it broken? Whose is it? The other handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Then the one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
Let's see.
Would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Pummeled with baseballs. The memory of it came flooding back. The cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. You're right. It wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey, hey! Hey, 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 hey! Hey! What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But it did.
It's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break! It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure, and it's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with, it wouldn't do crap! Oh, but, even my amazing handbook does have a single weak point. It does?
I can't hear you!
But it's a secret! I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks!
What?
Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Hard to say. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you might ask, how could that be? Because this is somebody else's. But why would they take Leon's handbook to get into the girls' locker room? You couldn't get into the girls' locker room with Leon's handbook. You know what I'm saying? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's an undeniable fact that's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. Yes, it does. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me. Broken e-handbook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handybook. Okay then, this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro. To be exact, not quite. Huh? Not quite? Oh, bird, you drive me bonkers. What do you mean by that, Bayukuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then you truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people. Oh, they say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented, psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder. I really think it's Kyoko this time because, I mean, she's a girl and we don't know what her thing is, even though I thought maybe she was like the ultimate, like, super sleuth. Maybe she's the ultimate serial killer. Maybe that's why we don't know. But words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. What? What do you mean by... Oh.
Don't make me.
Okay. Oh, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Hold on. What do you mean by that? Hold on.
Don't make me repeat myself.
And I have a basis to believe that. I assure you, Genocide Jack is one of us. Basis. Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all clear now.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence. Does something like that really... Ah, hey, you two! Big trouble. Need your help.
I don't have time to
We're
play
busy.
with
Leave
you.
us alone.
I
But it's an
know-
emergency! Emergency! Come on, please! You gotta help me! This is a serious emergency! Please, please! You gotta help me! Just calm down, okay, Hina?
I mean,
But it's an emergency! An emergency? What happened?
no.
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do,
Very
Byakuya?
strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, hurry! We'll wait for us, Hina.
Let's go.
It looks like she's headed to the dorms, to Toko's room most likely. You're right! Poor Junko. Oh. Is Toko inside? Some kind of emergency. Okay, well, I guess we'll talk to her. You guys are too slow! I think you're just too fast. So what's this emergency?
So,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her. You know, see how she was doing, but when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out, and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. I may as well give it a shot. The door swung open slowly and silently. Oh, holy crap! An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What? Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
Won't let Genocide Jack have control.
Just like that, she slammed the door in my face. Well, what was that? She's been acting like that the whole time. When I rang a little while ago... All to drive out the killer, to drive out the murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But I felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Maybe she's the murderer. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? She said I won't let him have control, like maybe she's like a psycho murderer. Is that why Toko's so scared?
What?
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Try again. Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Okay. Hey, Byakuya, you think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean.
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you could be nice when you want to. Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments...
What do you want?
Leave me alone, you're all so annoying! Ah, Bacula!
It's Byakuya.
Byakuya. Okay, Byakuya. Byakuya. I'm not gonna say it right. I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Byakuya, I'm not gonna... Hold on! Hey, Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well, then let's go. Without waiting for a pie, Byakuya sped away. But Byakuya! And I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept walking toward his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Come on, let's go in. He's gonna try to kill me, isn't he? I don't know! I don't know! The other one was so obvious, it's Leon. But this one, it could be Toko, because she's crazy and keeps saying Genocide Jack and talking to him about a promise. It could be him, because he knows about the loopholes of borrowing books. But at the same time, why is Leon's book broken? Or somebody else's that they placed, and they have Leon's, but they broke their... Unless they borrowed Leon's, unless it was one of the girls, and they used theirs to get into the gym. But that would make no sense. Using your own handbook instead of taking Sayaka's or Junko's handbooks and then breaking that one. You know what I mean? Because, maybe that's not Leon's in that mail drop. Maybe that's somebody else's. So it'd be like me. I take Leon's handbook because I used mine to get into the thing and I break it and then put it in the drawer so everyone thinks, oh, it must be Leon's. Okay. And I actually have Leon's. But why would a girl take Leon's handbook because it doesn't do them any good? Why would you use your own handbook to get into the thing? I guess they're assuming then that you can't, as students, we can't check the logs. So a girl, because, Monokuma knows he saw you murder them, so it wouldn't make a difference if, oh, I used my thing to get in, kill her, and then break mine, put it in the box, and take Leon's, because then I have mine, but it's Leon's. You know what I'm saying? There's no point checking there. We need to find real clues. There's no point checking there. We need to find real clues. I was actually trying to check the desk. No! Stop it! I'm trying to check here. I know, but I'm trying to check here and it keeps... There we go. Knock it off. What does a desk lamp matter right now? Oh, maybe we can go in that room. Right? Because we already... Yeah, let's go here. Let's try this room that we couldn't get into. If I remember, on the other side of this door is the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It'll all make sense once you're inside. He's gonna try to kill us. I don't trust this motherfucker. Whoa, there's so many books and files. And so much dust, too.
So in other words...
I would say that's enough value in this place to endure the dust. There's so many files stuffed into the shelf. What's in all these things?
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean members of the Diet or something? No, I mean ones with real power, the secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There's some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. Huh? It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. Oh, these is the same. The shelf stuffed with tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked up one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh?
That's right.
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be classified or declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although judging by the smudges and the dust, it looks like there's something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It provided very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? I swear to God, this guy is shady as fuck. Okay, can we look at the books behind him? There's a ton of thick files. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. These things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. There are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh! So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? So he would know Genocide Jack and be able to copy the murders. This can't be for real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there's no doubt. Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to a variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other words...
I already told you there's a secret council that controls the world from these shadows. My family is a member of that council, and I have within me the bloodlines that will allow me to one day bend the world to my own will. I think he's the ultimate murderer. I really do. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing, or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case reports. What always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
That's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that every crime scene the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Hiro. Save your surprise. The best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. And you! By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victims. And you! Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could her killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. Because it was you! But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So, in other words,
The copycat isn't the culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack. Or it's you! Or someone else who has access to the library, where the case file that says that. Oh, it could be anyone in the school. That's not helping. Ugh.
in other words,
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. So then, Genocide Jack really is such a brutal, fiendish killer, really is walking around among us?
interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Fuck you, douche nozzle. Okay, but what's this over here? Oh, okay. There's even a surveillance camera in here. Okay, yeah, but... There's nothing else but him. I don't want to talk to him. He's a twat. Byakua. About that Genocide Jack case file, I forgot. Could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Byakua handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Soji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takeshi Yoshida, 30. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, lots of names. There was no end to it, but one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. I love how the blood is like neon, freaking like pinkish purple color. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page? Profiling results. All of the crimes took place in either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. The suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially be suffering from dissociative identity disorder. Toko?
In other words,
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. Split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know, I feel like my mind has gone numb. It's definitely a chick. Genocide Jack case file has been added to the Truth Bullet section.
let's go.
Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Oh, wait! Byakua! Byakua? As usual, Byakua turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like
I
that?
don't have time to play
Come
with you.
on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own.
Goodbye.
Well, goodbye. Just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he'd cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just playing some plaything to get tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncover some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack. He's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find out. I have to find that out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. Okay. That pool. I really thought someone was gonna drown. Arr, 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 my bird is in my face. Let's talk to Hifumi. Ding, 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 ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit!
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me! Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet, but I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where is Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be? Let's go do this. We'll talk to her in a minute. We gotta find that chica. Let's see. Wait a minute. Huh, this poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Someone doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room because it wasn't. Did you remember the one that was in the girls' locker room was the weird girl? And I remember thinking to myself, I didn't say it, but I was like, why did they have one of the same posters? Okay, hold on. She was killed in the boys' locker room. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Boys' locker room carpet has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. That's why they needed Leon's thing. But why would they switch the... Oh my god, they killed her in the boys' locker room. They killed her in the boys' locker room and moved her to the girls' locker room. Because there was blood on this poster, they had to switch them. That's exactly what happened. So, it was a... But how did she get into the boys' locker? She used Leon's book to get into the boys' locker room. But that would make no sense. If she used Leon's, and that's hers, then if a guy killed her, how did he get her into the girls' locker room? Unless... I don't know. I don't know. But they killed her here, that's for shizzles. Someone's using these cameras to watch people die. Okay, so let's just go through the pool. Her bird. Okay, I don't think there's anything over here to investigate, really, but... maybe there's some kind of clue in the lockers. Guess not. Okay. Yes, let's leave the pool. Let's leave the boys' locker room. Yes, and let's go into the girls' locker room again. Oh, this dummy is still here. Okay. It's the bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable too. Our girls' locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. But wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. And when we were wandering around the pool, we saw that poster in the boys' locker room. So she was murdered in the boys' locker room and moved, and someone tried to clean up the stain, so we should check the laundry room. Could the posters have been switched? But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms. Let's look at this again. There's a blood stain on the carpet. It can only have been caused by Chihira's murder. There's a blood stain on the dumbbell. Okay. Yep. Let's talk to... You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys and girls locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However,
But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little, protein. I don't know why I saw the protein, because it looked like there was a space. No, okay. The protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It is not the highest quality, but I don't have lots of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Ah, anyway. The other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain. Stain? But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. Oh, I think I messed up the lines. Anyway, I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there were never a stain here to begin with. Aha! Disappearing stain has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Because somebody switched the carpet. So she was murdered in the boys' locker room. And then she was brought here. Because the poster and the carpet had blood on it. So they switched out the carpet in the girls' locker room with the boys' locker room. And then they wrote this on the wall. So, if she was murdered in the boys' locker room, how did she get in there? I can feel the life draining out of my own body. Okay, there's nothing different about that. Okay. Let's talk to Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation? Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then,
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time, thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. Oh, wait a minute. She probably broke hers, stole Leon's to work out in the boys' room. I don't know why. But then whoever came in and murdered her... No. No, because... She could have had two handbooks. So she could have taken Leon's handbook, snuck into the boys' room. The guy comes in, murders her, uses her handbook to get her into the girls' room and switch all that stuff because there's only one person using her handbook in there. It's okay to borrow it because she's dead. And then one of them's broken somehow, however. It gets broken, and they put that one in place of Leon, so that could work. I guess I'll take another look at the bottle, and Chihiro's handbook is missing. That's definitely worth worrying about. Okay. They used it to get into her thing. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I have my limits. Well, I better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. Jump rope? The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh. The rope has a plug. Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. I swear to God it's Byakuya. Because there was an extension cord. He fully admitted that he had it. This isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was the blow to the head, which meant someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. First, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does all this mean? Status of the dead body has been added to the truth bullets. Well, the one thing more likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time, so we have to go back there. So we have to go back to the library. Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, because it had to have, I think it was him. Because, and I think he wanted to make it look like Genocide Jack. You know what I mean? Let's talk to Mondo. Dude had a real complex about being weak. Okay, so this is... Okay, so we already did this. We already had this conversation with him. Okay, we already had this. Okay, so we have to go... Oh, whoops. Leave the girls' locker room. Oh, shoot! we are way over on time. So I am going to wrap this part up here, and when we come back in the next part, we will go back to the library and check that out. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.